to this episode of rewiring your brain for resilience. Can the brain really be rewired? How many of you feel you would like to improve your life post-pandemic and embrace the new normal? How many of you want to bring innovation, wonder, magic, love and success in all spheres of your life in the new normal? How many of you feel overwhelmed or helpless after a health or a life challenge? How many of you feel you are strong and stand up to any winds of change? At the outset, I would like to thank you for your part in my journey to make the world a better place and for sharing my blessings. Who am I? I have been a neurologist and neurosurgeon in active clinical practice in the city of Chennai since 1978. I have empowered over 10,000 patients since then to attain quality of life and to live like everyone, with everyone, in spite of disability or a limitation, as neurological disease is often disabling in some way. I have been doing stress management and leadership workshops and motivational talks, workshops for corporates, Indian Institutes of Management, colleges, schools, and for general audiences since 1994. As I'm also a qualified soft skills trainer, an NLP master practitioner, and an image consultant. I have impacted and empowered over 30,000 people, helping them to live fulfilled, balanced, happy lives. Why do I do what I do? Because I feel God has put me on this earth to be a contributor. And I want a person or a place to be better because I pass through. My vision is to see as many people as possible live fulfilled, happy, balanced, healthy lives with alignment of the spirit, mind, brain, body, endocrine, and immune system. My mission is to empower and teach people to make health a priority, especially brain health, to help them understand how the brain works and how to love, cherish, nourish, and nurture their brains so that it serves them well throughout life. To encourage people to live their best lives by tapping into the spirit, mind, brain, body, endocrine, immune system. I am hence a resilience coach, a brain health coach if you want to call it, but the resilience coaching is based on brain concepts. Why do we do what we do at Creative Karma, which is my initiative for doing this? Because at the center of the universe is a loving heart that continues to beat and that wants the best for every person. Anything we can do to help foster the intellect and spirit and emotional growth of our fellow human beings, that is our job. Those of us who have this particular vision must continue against all odds because life is for service. Do you mind if I share my personal story? Do I have your permission to share my personal story to guide you how to overcome life's challenges? In December 2016, during a routine health checkup, I was diagnosed to have a rectum cancer stage 3. As you can see in this picture, the next stage is stage 4. When it becomes relatively inoperable, it has spread across many parts of the body and it is very serious, and the chances of being alive is about 6 months to a year. So I got treatment for that throughout 2017. I improved, but I got left behind with 2 complications. One was a rectovaginal fistula, where the rectum and the vagina communicate through an opening, which means that stool can pass from here into the vaginal opening. Also, I had what is called as an irritable bowel syndrome, where I would alternate with constipation, diarrhea, cramping, abdominal pain, gas, and bloating. And so this interfered with what I could eat, And soon after eating, I would get into problem. I would need to go to the loo. I would sometimes have to go to the loo many times. So all of these were my botherations even after the main cancer was treated and things were in the relatively in a more clear state. So how did I decide to bounce back and live the wonderful life that I'm living now? I decided that no matter how much anyone loves you, it is you who have to suffer the consequences of the health or the life challenge. No one else can suffer it for you. So the sooner you accept the situation and marshal your resources to overcome it, the better. I'm a person who could not ask for help easily. So I realized it was important to expose my vulnerability so that I could attract the support that I needed. Because people want to help and we need to tell them how to help. Last but not least, I decided a negative experience does not equal a negative life and does not mean that I should quit. I should just learn from it and keep moving forward in spite of any limitations that may be there. So why is it that you need to learn resilience coaching from me? Because I've been through it. I've helped many people through it. We talk, we plan, we explore, we find solutions, and we help you to implement your plan. I love people. I want everyone to be blessed with good holistic health. I have the skills and knowledge to help others, and I know how important being resilient is if we don't want to be crushed by health and life challenges. There is a difference between a resilience coach and a therapist. The therapist will try to teach you and enlighten you, whereas a resilience coach empowers you. A resilience coach will focus on changing your habits so that you improve and move into a positive mindset. The therapist will try to change your mindset and try to alter your habits. In resilience coaching, we encourage you to we support you with self-reflective solutions. We ask you to reflect upon things. Whereas in therapy, they manage and prioritize the pressing issues for you. So we deal with it as therapists. As resilience coach, we help you to deal with it and sort out and find your own solutions. In resilience coaching, we highlight practical action steps to bring about desired change. We point to assumptions, we explore immediate small course corrections, and we work towards mastery of independent habits as soon as possible. Whereas in therapy, we help you to interpret distress, we give you explanations, we help you to understand what's happening with you, and we work towards strengthening your mental health structure, and as long as it takes. Whereas in resilience, we try to do it as quickly as possible so that you are empowered very rapidly. What is the definition of resilience? It is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Overcoming life challenges is what makes life interesting. But when we overcome them, it also adds meaning to our lives. So challenges make our life interesting, and overcoming them makes life meaningful. And challenges in life are normal. Each one of us is strong enough and wise enough to climb all the mountains in life. A negative period does not equate to a negative life. You did not attract it. There is nothing wrong with you. Being spiritual doesn't mean that you won't have challenges. You have not failed. You be an achiever, not an overachiever. Learn to be patient. Take care of your mental health. And remember that in this journey, you are not alone. There are a few thinking errors which I would like to point to. One of them is ignoring the good. When a situation, bad thing happens to us, we tend to dwell upon the negative, we tend to dwell upon the problem. Learn to look for the good in the experience. Learn to look for the lessons in the experience. Thinking error number 2 is that we make mountains out of molehills. We tend to exaggerate when we are in the depths of despair. We tend to exaggerate things. So learn to change your perspective. Learn to take it in the exact way it is. Step back, take a look at it, and look at it in a dispassionate and maybe as a third party, so that you get a true perspective of what it really is, the nature and the magnitude of the problem as it really is. Fortune telling. Sometimes we make predictions and all kinds of anticipations about the future based on very little fact, because we let our imagination run riot and we get into fortune telling, which 90% of the time will be inaccurate. Mind reading. This is something else that many of us fall a trap to. We assume that the other person knows what we are thinking or thinks what we are thinking. And likewise, we think we know what the other person is thinking. And we assume that whatever they are doing is coming out of the thoughts they may be having about us, the way we think they are thinking about us. So this is another very easy trap to fall into as a thinking error. Negatively labeling ourselves. Most of us do not appreciate what we are. We underestimate what we are capable of doing and what we are, and overestimate what we can't do and what we are not. So negative labeling is another way to self-sabotage and put yourself down and get into self-hate, and with which you get paralyzed and you're unable to take the next step. Some of us set the bar too high. When we set the bar too high, what happens is we get disappointed. Our expectations are way beyond what we are actually capable of doing. And then we get disappointed. So learn to have the right assessment about your capabilities and what and how you can deal with a particular situation. Stop blaming yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Because as I told you, it is not your fault. Life happens to all of us. And don't let the feelings that you have become facts. Learn to say, okay, I'm feeling this way. So what? Is this really a fact? Let's look at it more objectively. Is this really going to happen? 90% of the things we imagine will happen actually do not happen. The last but not least thinking error is your should statements. We assume that everybody should be nice to us, that we are entitled to a lot of things. Remember that whatever other people do for us or help us or assist us, they are privileges, they are not rights. Also, don't tell yourself, I shouldn't do this, I should do this, I'm not supposed to do this, doing this is wrong. Learn to think it's okay, I do feel this way, all my feelings matter, but we can move past this. So if you're interested, I will be putting a health and lifestyle survey, which you can take and you can decide whether really your life is happening the way you want it to happen. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I really wish you all the best, and we'll see you in the next video.